Hello, viewers. We're back with Fiddler Everywhere 3.0. Simona and I, you may remember us from an earlier stream that we did that brought you some exciting new features in Fiddler 2.0. We've also guest starred with Sam, but today we're here to deep dive into Fiddler Everywhere, the latest release, some amazing new features, and I'm going to let Simona kick it off with some exciting things that she has to share with you.
Thank you, Eve. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be joining Eve today in this video. And as she mentioned, we'll be going over the Fiddler Everywhere 3.0 release and all the new features that we introduced into the product, including support for HTTP2.
That's awesome. And as a reminder, everyone, to get in the action, go ahead, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Fiddler. We have a hashtag Fiddler Everywhere, so this way you'll never miss a beat. So what we're kind of presenting this release is the way you debug will never be the same, right? This is a particular task that you're faced with, and sometimes it is not the most exciting that you have to do, but it is very valid work, and the benefits are huge when you do it the right way. So as Simona mentioned, with new HTTP2 support, which is in beta, which is huge, and we'll go over the different protocols as well as WebSocket communication. These are game changers. Plus, we've added some more things that you're really going to find interesting, like advanced filtering. Simona's really going to get into the tray icon, which is one of her favorites, as well as a new getting started experience, right? We want this to be intuitive for you. We don't want you to run into any obstacles. We want you to be able to get the job done and move on to the next thing. That's what really the release is centered around, which is pretty remarkable. So I took this one from a previous Twitch. It's Fiddler Time. I really like that saying. I think it's catchy. That's really what it is. And we want it to be Fiddler Time all the time, right? It doesn't need just to be for this particular stream. But so go ahead, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us. We have blogs. We have some resources. We have guides and checklists. Everything that you need along your journey, we're there to support you. So I'm going to stop talking because we really want to get into what the presentation is about, which are some of these features that are going to make your job easier. And this is where someone is going to come in and really give you those demos that you're looking for.
Thank you for the introduction, Eve. Okay, great. So we can start. This is Fiddler Everywhere. Some of you might be familiar with it, and if not, go ahead and install the latest version from our download page. It's linked in the description, and give it a try. So the first thing you probably notice is the getting started experience, which is actually updated since the Fiddler Everywhere 3.0 release. And now you can see information about the three approaches in which you can use the application for. And this gives you information to properly set up your application in order to use it successfully. The first one and the default one is the system traffic capturing, which will result in capturing traffic from your home machine. The next one is the pre-configured browser capturing, and with this one you can open a new Chrome instance, and this will result in inspecting traffic only from that Chrome tab that you opened. And the third approach is if you want to debug mobile devices, then here you can quickly access the articles for configuring iOS and Android devices respectively. So as I said, I think this is very useful information for you to get it on board. I will enable the HTTPS capturing now from this button, and I'll just put my password here. And now we're all set, and as you can see, the traffic is already starting to be captured in the live traffic grid. So this means that we've properly configured the application, and we're good to go.
Now, Simona, that looks really easy. Could you tell the viewers a little bit about why you needed to trust that root certificate?
Yep, thank you for that question. This is actually a requirement for you to, in order to be capturing traffic at all. And then if you want to be capturing HTTPS traffic, then you need to go ahead and enable it as we did here. And it all happened with just a button from the getting started dialog. So that's great.
Makes
And
sense.
yep, another alternative that to this capturing is, as we mentioned, the pre-configured browser capturing, and you can access it here from the Open Browser button. And when you click it, this will open a new Chrome instance with the already configured settings in it. So even if you didn't trust the root certificate and you chose the open browser approach, anything that you enter here that you want to inspect and debug here will still be visible in the live traffic grid with the pre-configured browser capturing. And we actually have a great blog post on this new feature because we introduced it in the fall of 2021. So go ahead and check it out. It's again in the descriptions link.
Yeah, I think that's pretty compelling. I know developers like options. So having these particular options and kind of choosing the path you want to go and understanding the nuances of each, I think is really important.
I think so as well. Okay, so we can move to the next feature. I'm going to go ahead and open my project. And I will try clicking on these buttons and I'll see that my requests are failing. So now I will go back to the application and I'll actually use the filtering here so that I can narrow down the traffic only to the request that I want to see. Then I will go to the settings, which is on the right corner, and I will click on the connections and I will enable the HTTP2 support. And having that configured, I will go to my project, and then when I try to debug my application again, I will see that the requests are now successful. And this is due to the support for HTTP2 connection. And this feature is very useful if, let's say, the server only allows HTTP2 connection requests, or if there are any differences in the responses if HTTP 1.1 or HTTP 2 is being used.
Yeah, and the support for this latest protocol is a big advancement, right? And this is something that you're going to find only in Fiddler Everywhere, not Fiddler Classic. Is that correct?
Yes, as you mentioned, Eve, this is available only in Fiddler Everywhere. And what I also like to add here is that you can not only inspect HTTP2 requests, but you can also send HTTP2 requests from our composer. So I open this in the composer, and I can go ahead and change the HTTP protocol to 1.1. And when I click on execute, I will see that the HTTP request is failing. But if I revert the protocol again to HTTP2 and execute it, I will see that it's working. So again, it's not only inspecting HTTP traffic, but also you can send requests, test them with the composer, which I think is very useful that we introduced that there as well.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I can also mention here that in the HTTP version, you will see indication that HTTP2 connection is used. And additionally, if you click on the session itself, you will see in the request and in the response dialogues that HTTP2 is being used.
Yeah, I think this is big. I think one thing to point out is with the support for HTTP2 is that you're able to debug securely without needing as many resources as you did before. So that is another, big productivity gain.
I agree, and definitely let us know what your use case is and how the HTTP2 support in Fiddler Everywhere can be beneficial in your work process. We're curious to hear.
Yes, please comment below. We'll actively be monitoring and get back to you with any questions.
Okay, maybe we can move now to our next features, which are the WebSocket support and the advanced filters. And with the newly introduced support for WebSocket communication, you can now inspect information, send back and forth between the client and the server through a single ongoing two-way connection. And this is applicable, for example, if you're working with chat applications or any websites that have live updates.
I'm excited for this. This is a pretty remarkable feature.
I will now, just to show you how the feature works, I will open this WebSocket tester website. I will click on connect and just type something as a test here. And going back to the application, I will again use the filtering to just see the only the WebSocket connections that I have in the live traffic grid. Great. And as the WebSocket opens a single connection, and this will result in only one session available in the live traffic grid with a respective icon indicating that it's a WebSocket. And when you click on it on the right, you will see information about the handshake and the messages that were exchanged between the sender, between the server and the client. You have information here about the sender type. I will again try to type something here so that you can see that every new message that is there will appear in the same requests. And as I mentioned, you have information here about the sender, the type. You can filter on those if you need to see anything more specific. You have a message preview here in the last column, and clicking on each message will give you additional information such as metadata and the message itself. And as I said, everything new that comes from this particular connection will be visible here, including if someone, whenever someone closes the connection. So for example, at the end, you will see who closed the connection, in this case, the client, when it was closed, and in general, everything that you need regarding the WebSocket connection will be available in this session.
Depth of information that delivers is impressive again. I mean, this is a feature that I know a lot of people are going to find useful and the insight it offers.
Yeah, please try it out, and you can mention in the comments or in the forums of Fiddler Everywhere how this is working for you, how it's helpful, whether you have any additional feature requests and all that.
Sounds good. So Simona, with these new features, how does someone go about getting these? Are they in the latest version? If they're a new user, how does that work?
This works in two ways. So, for example, you can go ahead and download the latest version, as we mentioned from the link to our download page, and you'll get the latest one from there. But if you're already using the application, and whenever there's a new update, so for example, the 3.0, you can go ahead, open the application, and inside it you will see a banner that will say that a new version is available. So you can go ahead and click on yes, and it will be installed automatically or upon a new launch of the application.
Okay, nice. So you're ready to go. It's not hard to get. And if you are a new user, to Fiddler Everywhere, it does come with a 30-day trial, just to point that out. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go about getting, the 3.0 bits.
Yeah, with the trial, you get access to a full access to the application and to all of the features. So you have the time to explore, test it, and see how it's useful for your use cases.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Okay, next on our list is the advanced filters feature. Another one that we introduced in the 3.0 release of Fiddler Everywhere. So the advanced filters can be found in the same place as before. and this is the icon here. And previously, this functionality was very limited in terms of functionalities, layout. But now, with the new improvements, you get to choose match conditions from a number of values, including protocol, status, IP, URL, cookie, body, and more. And you can build complex scenarios that will help you narrow down the traffic to the very specific requests that you want to see and test. And you can tune that to your own scenario.
Now, so when you mentioned you can build upon um, these filters, how do you do that? How do you build upon them to make them more complex?
You can do that with the add condition button here. You can add as many conditions as you want to, and then choose whether all of them to be met or any of these conditions on none of these conditions. Available here in the dropdown. So, for example, if I want to set my URL to contain this specific Telerik word, I can see that the traffic is now much less than it was before. I can go ahead and add another condition, and I can choose the body size to be, let's say, greater than 35 bytes. This will narrow down the traffic even more. And I can add, again, another condition. And let's say I want to see the requests that have images in them. So I'll choose a response header, content type, and I will say that it starts with image. And when I apply those, I can see that only the requests that I specifically mentioned in the advanced filters layout to be visible.
Wow, it's pretty straightforward, but really powerful. You know, anyone who's ever tried to monitor network requests can realize how long that list can be, right? And sometimes it could be like looking for a needle in a haystack. But with these advanced filters, and you can build upon them, you could really condense it to that traffic you need, like right now.
And I'd like to actually mention the difference here between the advanced filters and the rule builder. So once you clear all the filters, you will again see every request that were captured from before. While, for example, if I go to rules and if I make a rule, let's say I will again use the same Telerik example, and if I choose the URL to contain this specific word, and I will choose as an action to do not capture, I will save the rule and I will execute it, and I will see that rule was executed for, in this case, 27 sessions. So that means that all of the sessions that matched this particular condition here are not captured and are not visible anymore in the live traffic grid at all. This action causes the request to disappear basically, while through the filtering option, they will, if you clear the filters, they will be visible again in the live traffic grid. So I think that's a good difference to point out here.
Yeah, it's very insightful. Now, for some of our returning viewers, they may notice that there's no autoresponder tab, right? And that was a real powerhouse feature that we've toted in a lot of our blogs as well as previous streams. What can you tell us? Like, how has that evolved? Where has it gone? Give us a little history.
Definitely, we revamped the whole rules in summer of 2021, and it was previously called autoresponder. Now it's called rules. And as you saw, the rule builder is much more enhanced now in terms of layout, in terms of functionalities as well. So I believe now it offers much more opportunities for capturing and modifying traffic.
It's good to know. I think that's a good one to point out. So I'm glad that we were able to cover that.
Great. And I think we are down to the last feature now of the 3.0 release in Fiddler Everywhere, and that is the new system tray icon. the new icon is visible up here. And I'm very excited about this feature because it provides, I think, a great convenience to all Fiddler Everywhere users. And how it works is it actually detects if Fiddler Everywhere has set itself as the system proxy successfully, and you can manage the state of the application directly from here, from these buttons. And for example, if I go to the page that I want to inspect, I can open the tray icon. I will click on Start Capturing, and now you will see a red dot here indicating that the traffic has started, the capturing has started. I will play with the page and debug whatever, just do whatever I wanted to do and to check and to inspect. And when I'm done, I can go back to the tray icon, click on pause capturing, and you will see that the red dot now disappeared, so the capturing has stopped. And additionally, what you can also do from this shortcut is take Fiddler Everywhere from, if it's in a minimized state, or if you're working on multiple screens and you want to see the application up front. So when I click on show, this will result in Fiddler Everywhere appearing again on the screen, no matter if I lost it somewhere or I just want to have quick access to it again.
Yeah, shortcuts are always helpful. So anything that you can do to, bring that back and get back to your state of work quickly is going to be well received.
Yeah, I agree. And of course, you can also quit the application, as the name suggests, and this will result, in quitting the application. And again, it's available from the tray icon.
Very cool. You went over some amazing features. Were there any other ones that you wanted to cover on this show today?
Well, this is everything that's new from the latest release. But as we've mentioned, go ahead, comment, send us any feature requests that you have, anything that you want even improved in the current features, new functionalities, just anything that comes up. And just keep on sharing your feedback in the Fiddler community, which is very helpful for us. And this is how we can further improve it, and so that you can apply it to your use cases.
Yes, I echo that. And we are continuing to build a library. We have a video page. We just put a new HTTP2 video up there. And I think next week we will have a longer format, but really deep dive into the rules builder and some real world experiences. So I recommend that you explore those videos. And as Simona mentioned, if you have some ideas for uh, videos that may be helpful for the situation you're in, we're open to what those may be. We're working hard to build up that library for you.
Yeah,
One thing I would
thanks
like
for
to do,
bringing that up.
yep. And I do want to see, we said this before, but we really mean it. Like, post your questions in the live chat, whether you have comments, videos, you need help, you're stuck. Um, we do actively monitor those, and we do take that feedback, very seriously. So make sure you do that. This is something fun that we put together. We have a debugging personality quiz. So what this allows you to do is, I think it's like 7 questions. You answer them real quick. It tells you a little about your personality type when it comes to debugging, and then it gives you some tips um, to do that, and it gives you some insight how to work with other people. Right? A lot of times we're on a team together and we have different personalities that need to merge. But if you can kind of understand where someone else is coming from, or like their intrinsic motivations, you can better approach those situations, those interactions, and it's fun. You can share with your friends. And we do put all of our details on our webpage and what's new. And this is something that we update, in between these big releases 2.0, 3.0, but we do have releases in between. So if you're ever curious of what's new or what you may have missed, please check here. One thing that I get from a lot of people is, oh, I checked Fielder out, a little bit ago. I didn't know it did all this. It is constantly evolving, and it is so feature rich that sometimes it is hard to consume like all those things that Fiddler can do for you. But the likelihood that it can do what you need it to is there. We're just going to help you kind of narrow through all the different things. And this is where that blog can come in, or this page can come in handy.
Yeah,
And
and actually, just to mention here, every time we add something new to the product, we mention it in a blog post, we mention it in our release history on what's new pages in our website. So this is how we try to keep you up to date and to get you even more excited about the application.
Perfect. Well said. And I like this slide. It was kind of what makes a winning solution, right? The winning solution has to fulfill the need for the job that you have to be done. And there's so many jobs that Fiddler Everywhere can do. And we're here to just help you navigate, the right Fiddler tool for you, as well as those features that are going to help you to get to done faster. So, as we talked about HTTP2 support, WebSocket support, we have rules builder, we have traffic inspectors and composers, and you can work with your APIs. I mean, the opportunities are endless, what you can do. The biggest part, or ask that I have for you today is try Fielder if you haven't, integrate it into your workflow. It is a solution that you can use every day. It should be part of your toolbox, and not just when you have an issue. Because now, where we're talking about all these security breaches and all of the high consequence is of errors that may happen, you can avoid a lot of these with Fiddler Everywhere. So, just making that part of your workflow could make it a winning solution and makes your job easier versus trying to fix something. You can be more proactive. We haven't got into a lot of it, but we can mock responses and mock errors, and those are all things that really make this a comprehensive solution that offers you visibility that I believe is unmatched.
Thank you for summarizing that. And yeah, actually, I think that the combination of everything that Fiddler Everywhere now offers, what you just mentioned, all-round tool is cross-platform. It provides easy setup and traffic capturing, enhanced mocking functionalities with the rule building, API testing with the composer, just pleasant UI, and option to share all of these with your teammates through the collaboration feature. I think all of that makes it a great tool to use every day in your job.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for more improvements and features, definitely. And thank you again for all of your feedback out there.
Yeah. Now, Simona, you mentioned stay tuned. Of course, all the viewers want to know, like, what are we staying tuned for? What's coming? What can you drop us as a hint for Fiddler
Well,
Everywhere in 2022?
what you can expect is next is some security related features, as you mentioned that this is a big topic now. So that will have features related to that for sure. We will have option for comparison of sessions, native N1 support for users with the newer macOS devices, and we'll also, of course, be focusing on our current features and trying to improve those. For example, the HTTP2 and the WebSocket for sure.
Wow, that's a lot coming. And I think it's worth noting, Simona works on a very large team that is solely dedicated, on our Fiddler family of products. So it's professionally supported by these professionals, and this is their job day in, day out. So, take advantage of the work that they've put in, the knowledge that they've accrued, and put it to work for you. I think that's another big takeaway and distinction, when you talk about alternative tools. So kudos to you and the team, Simone. I know you guys are tirelessly working and planning ahead. So I think that deserves a big shout out.
Thank you, and you're a great part of all of this process. So thank you as well.
I love being part of it. So as we wrap up here, Simone, is there any big takeaway you want to leave the viewers with today?
I think we've mentioned the most important things in the video, but what I can suggest is open the description and just go through the links that we put there, because we believe they will provide useful information about all the new features. You can also see what else we will be coming up with through our roadmap page. And just stay tuned for more, and hope to see you again soon.
Nice. That was a wonderful wrap up. I think what we have left to say is thank you. Appreciate you tuning in, taking some time today to learn more about Fiddler Everywhere 3.0. As I mentioned, please let us know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to get back to you, and expect to see us, I would say, within the next couple weeks. We are going to be joining on some of the other Telerik Twitch channels and streams. So if you want to catch something new about Fiddler Everywhere, is also along with our dev tools, please sign up for that as well. But instead of saying goodbye, we can just say so long for now, right, Simona?
Yep, and I'm very, very excited for everything that's coming up. So again,
Yes.
thank you and bye-bye. See you soon.
Yes. Take care. Bye.